congratulations on making it to the World Series. Just kind of take me through the moment for you, and what it's what this whirlwind of the last couple of months been like for you, and getting a chance to go to the World Series.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's everything you could dream of, obviously, though. So it's kind of take it how you will. It's been like the slowest 2 months, but it's been the fastest 2 months at the same time. Whirlwind is the best way to kind of explain, I think, how things are going, and it's been awesome. There's been a lot of outreach, and people reaching out and nothing but good things to say. And it's just been such a surreal experience. I think as a baseball player and like as a kid, obviously, it's everything you could like dream of. Um, So yeah, just trying to take it in as much as you can. I think it's a little difficult at times just because there is so much going on. But yeah, just trying to appreciate as much as I can.
For you, the first guy from the 260 to make it to a World Series since Kevin Kiermaier, just a few years back with the Rays. What's that like to kind of be a part of that um, that lineage, I guess, of a few Fort Wayne guys to be able to play on baseball's biggest stage?
It's definitely cool. I mean, obviously, Fort Wayne's been putting more athletes out there and at the high levels more and more recently. So there's more coming for sure. But yeah, to be one of them and to join Kevin is like one of the more recent ones. It's pretty awesome, and it's pretty cool. Like the support that the area kind of offers, and like obviously you hear from a lot of people. That some you don't expect to hear from, and people. It's like there's some people that text you and it kind of you just smile because you haven't talked to them in a while. So yeah, it's been cool, and hopefully represent the area well, and like I said, hopefully there's going to be more in the future.
Yeah, they released a map today. I saw of who's cheering for what team in the World Series. Indiana looked predominantly for the Rangers, but you got to think there's a small portion of Northeast Indiana here that's going to be wearing a lot of Diamondback red. What's the support been like from the hometown and the home high school, and just how cool has that been?
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. Like I said, there's been so many people that have been reaching out, and like I went to dinner with my parents and my grandma last night, and they were just talking about how so many people have even reached out to them, just like congratulating, the whole situation going on, and yeah, it's just been cool, and yeah, I'd like to think that the area of Fort Wayne's going to be red over blue, so that'll be cool, and it's super awesome to know to like represent the area a little bit, and hopefully represent it as well as I can.
For you personally, you've obviously made your major league debut just a few months ago, and you got thrown into the fire, right away. You made the postseason rosters in all three of the rounds. Just kind of what's it been like being thrown into the fire, and just how do you think the last couple months for you personally, performance wise, have been?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's a lot to take in, and there's a lot coming at you quick, right? And yeah, to be thrown in some of the situations I've been able to throw in has been awesome. And obviously, I didn't have the best series against the Phillies, but just trying to wipe that and move on to the next one, and kind of look back at the success you've had versus trying to focus on the failure too much. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this series, and super grateful for the team for trusting me and giving me the opportunity, even from like the get go, from the call up, and in that situation, I know there are probably a lot of question marks of whether or not I should be up or not. So to come up and like at least make it feel like I belong a little bit, it definitely helps. And then to throw in some of the bigger situations is just it's everything you could dream of as a kid and as a competitor, and so yeah, it's just been a super awesome experience.
Um, I don't know if you heard Tori's comments about the bullpen after Game Seven, but he said just the job from you guys, basically in the last couple months, and then the job from you guys over those last couple of games to hold their offense the way that you guys did. Just what is it about that D-backs bullpen that makes you guys so special, and and has made you guys so effective here, especially in these last couple months down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have like like the three guys at the back end that are like your go tos with Ryan and Kevin and Paul, and but I think like the biggest part of the bullpen is just that like literally 1 through 8, 1 through 9, however many guys we got down there. It's you can trust whoever's out there, and I don't think there's really one guy that goes out there and it's like, "Oh, like, here we go," Like, it's, not there's just no, like, weak link, I think, from top to bottom, and there's guys that aren't really even pitching that, would probably pitch on another team had they been in this situation. So to say that, I think is a huge compliment to, the depth and the level of the level of skill I think that is down in that bullpen, and obviously you have some of the older guys that are kind of leading the way, and we have some younger guys down in the bullpen. We have some like older guys, I guess you could say, down in the bullpen. So just kind of having that mix that that evens each other out is a super interesting dynamic.
For you, obviously, like we mentioned, you've been thrown into, some tough situations. Just kind of, what is it about, what you've been able to do that you think has made you, so effective? Obviously, you went through that stretch, in your first, I think, 10 appearances, you didn't allow an earned run, and then, and you've been effective here in the postseason. What is it about you and the way you work that made you effective here since you've been called up?
Yeah, not trying to do too much, I think is the key. Realizing it's the same game, from every level that you play. The only thing that really changes is noise level, ability level, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it's the same game. And I think this last series against the Phillies, I think I tried to do a little bit too much, and I think that you can kind of see that, in the performances and for me specifically, just staying in the strike zone, getting ahead early, and then then trying to put the guy away, instead of trying to put him away on pitch one, which obviously you can't really do. So I think last series is trying to do too much. Super fixable though, something I can control myself. So looking forward to this series, and see what happens, in whatever situation I get thrown into, doing the best I can and giving everything I got.
What's it meant for you too, just to see the level of trust that Tori's had in you since you've been called up to put you in some of these situations, especially like you said in the last series, despite you maybe struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for him to, I struggled there in Arizona for the last two games we had, or the first two games, and for him to say like, "Hey, like we're gonna go with the guys who got us here," and then they threw me out there in Game 6, and it went better than the previous couple, and just I think that level of trust and like as a player, like when your coach is still throwing you into a situation that maybe you don't even feel like you deserve to be in, um, it gives you a little bit of a confidence boost, obviously. So that was super cool. And then even to go back out there for Game 7, and not how I wanted to do it, but this game's tough, man, right? And I've been fortunate enough to be thrown against some of the better guys on the teams, and there's a lot of positivity, and it's hey, like you'd rather walk the guy than give up the 2-3 run home run, and now you're losing the game. So trying to see it from a different lens, and viewing, what maybe I used to see as failure, maybe just viewing it as like a neutral outing, and yeah, just trying to go out there and do a little bit better of a job. I think I did than I did last series. Not trying to do too much, I think is the biggest key for me.
What's your mindset personally as you kind of get ready for for this series? And like you said, any role, any opportunity Tori might throw you in.
Yeah, we actually just got done with our pitchers meeting, so just kind of having a general idea of where guys are going to slot in and like what batters you're going to face, and what innings and um, wherever the situation could arise. But just being open minded, right? Like if they call on me in the second inning in a blowout, you know what I mean? Like it's just obviously you don't want the blowout game to happen on the bad end, but just being ready for whatever situation, and whether that be a super close game and you got to go get their three best guys out, or like I said, like a game where the outs probably to the general viewer don't seem as important, maybe being ready for that role too, and anything in between. So yeah, just I think mentally being ready for anything they can throw at you.
Last one for me. Obviously, we saw you in the fray of some of the celebration and everything, and the champagne and everything in the locker room and everything. What have you imagined what a World Series one would be like? Have you allowed yourself to go there yet?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be cool, right? Like you just gotta assume. Not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves, obviously. Like what we've accomplished so far as a team has been incredible, and trying to continue that, and if you're popping bottles, it's usually a good thing, and obviously that's the end goal, but you can't do that until you win game one, two, three, then four. So just trying to just trying to stay level headed. And I know everyone's doing the same thing. You're not really looking too far forward. So right now we're just focused on tonight. Go out there, try and execute a game plan, win a ball game tonight.
All right, one more. I promise this is the last one.
Yeah, no, you're good.
You guys are only the second D-backs team ever to make it to the World Series. What's that mean for you guys, knowing that you've made it this far, and and you've made some team history like this, and and the last D-backs team to go did end up winning the World Series in pretty dramatic fashion. Especially considering you see, video of Luis Gonzalez's hit everywhere. When you think
Mhm.
about clutch World Series moments.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it means a tremendous amount to the city and the state and all the fans and supporters wherever they may be. But yeah, just trying to go out there and we're just going to give it our all, right? And you'd never know what the outcome's going to be. You could play your best baseball and still lose four straight games, or you could play your worst baseball and you could win in four straight games. You know what I mean? So it's just how this game works, and yeah, I mean, it's a special team, and I know, like, the support that we've kind of grown as the season's gone on has been super cool to, see happen, and I know there's a lot of people back home waiting for us to get back and, try and win some ball games there.